Next, we will see how you can use this duration in days part. As I have said earlier, that our basic objective in project analysis, project network analysis, is to find out the duration of the project, and through the estimation of duration, we can calculate, or you can estimate the budget of the project and what is the resources required, and what point of time what resources are required, and how much money is to be used up in during what kind of job or what kind of activities, because the activities are specified. So it what kind of activities, as I've given an example of constructing the home. So as we have given, so these are the different activities of constructing a home. Now a real construction starts after all those planners passed, purchasing the land and all that I have already discussed earlier. But estimating the time will also estimate the cost. So duration is important, and as we have said, this is a deterministic model that we are discussing, and this will be solved using the method called critical path method. So it's very important to understand what is the meaning of the term critical path. Critical path. Now, before going into the before I go to define what is critical path, let me define what is a critical activity. So critical activity is an activity which cannot be delayed. Like, there are certain, as we have seen that in the graph, that some activities can be done simultaneously, and some activities can start a little delay at the and that sometimes those activities may not affect in totality. So some activities which we can for some activities we can waste some time, and for some activities which we cannot waste any time, because if we waste time for those activities, that will increase the cost. So those activities for which we cannot delay are the critical activities, and it is important to define, or it is important to find out in the network what are the particular activities that are critical. And there are several paths from start to end. That means for this particular example that we have already done, there are several paths from 1 to 8. So this one path is via A, C, F, J, or 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. There is another path 1, 3, 6, 7, 8. There is another path 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. There is another possible path 1, 2, 5. So there are several paths. Like if we write an example for this particular example, that is 1, then 2, then 4, then 7, and then 8. Another path is 1, then 2, then 5, then 7, then 8. Another path could be 1 to 3 to 6 to 7 to 8. So there are several paths for this particular case. There are several possible paths. Now our objective is to find out which path is the critical path. Critical path means is a path. We define critical path is a path which is consisting of critical activities, consisting of several critical activities, and which cannot be delayed. It's the longest path in the network that is required, that requires the minimum time to complete the project. What I mean by, although it is the longest path but it requires minimum time to complete the project, means you cannot complete the project less than that particular path's time. Or in other ways, you can say that by completing that path, you can complete the other activities which does not belong to that particular path of the project, and by that point of time you end that path, you complete that path, all other activities are completed. Now to remember that to complete the project you have to complete all the activities. No activity would be left behind. So it is very important to find out what is the longest path and what are the resources that are required in the longest path. So longest path actually gives you the critical path, and that particular path will be consisting of critical activities, and critical activities are those activities which you cannot delay. You cannot waste any time on those critical path. Now here we would like to define, so critical path is the longest path. It is the longest path in the network. And obviously it will start from the beginning and it will end. So longest path from beginning to end. Longest path from beginning to end in the network, which requires minimum time to complete the project. It requires minimum time to complete the project, and simultaneously you can say that it consists of several critical activities. So critical path is consisting of several critical activities. All the activities on the critical path are critical activities, and you cannot delay those critical activities. Now let's define what is delay. What is the delay, or what you understand by the? Let's give a small example. Say suppose we are talking about a very small network of 4 activities, say A, B, C and D, and A is say 10 days to requires 10 days to complete, B requires 5 days to complete, C requires 12 days to complete, and D requires say 8 days to complete. Now as we have said, now what is the time at which the activity D can start? So D can start only after both B and C are finished. But if at the beginning, if the time calculation starts at 0, so C will be finished by 12 days. Suppose the values in the brackets are all in days, so C will be completed by 12 days. But to complete B, it is required that A is already completed. So A completes in 10 days, B completes in 5 days, so 10 plus 5. So this path has length 15 days, this path has length 12 days. So that means, as I have said, that B and C both has to be completed before D can start. So that means this path has length 15 and this path has length 12. So that means D can only start after 15 days and not after 12 days. That means for this activity C, instead of starting at 0 day, you could have started at 3 days, and still you can finish the activity by 15 days. So that means for the activity C, you can delay it for 3 days. But for activity A and B, you cannot delay. Because if you delay A or B, then both that will also delay the project, and that means it will be extra cost will be incurred. So we have to avoid any extra cost. We cannot delay the critical activity. So for this particular simple network, A and B are the critical activities as well as D, and obviously C is not the. Here there are 2 paths, A, or you can write A, B, D, and there is another path C and D. So ABD is the critical path, and it is consisting of the critical activities A, B and D, and C and CD is an C and D are the two activities. This here C is a non-critical activity. Here C is a non-critical activity, but A, B, D are all critical activities. Now, as I have already said that for this particular activity you can delay C. Now here is a very important terms. There are some important terms that are related to this delay. We say slack or delay or waste, or there are several names that are given to this delay. Slack or float. We say slack or float are the delays that can be done for some activities. Mind that there are for some activities there could be some slacks or floats, and there for some activities there will not be any slack or float or waste, time waste, whatever way you say it. So there are three types of slacks or floats. One is called free float, then there is total float, and there is independent float. Independent float, free float, total float and independent float. Or free. Now what is free float? Now free float is a float or the time that you can waste for a particular activity. Free float, that means in this case for the activity C, the free float is 3 units. For the activity C, the free float is 3 units. That means that the amount of float, the amount of time that you can waste is 3 units. Now what is total float? Total float is a float or time you can waste for a particular path, and a path is consisting of one or more than one activities. Whenever we are talking about path, it's consisting of one activity or more than one activities. If it's a single activity, then free float and total float for that particular single activity is same. But in case of a path, so it has then it will be having at least 3 nodes, 2 nodes. 2 nodes will constitute one activity, and 3 nodes will constitute 2 activities. So more than one activity will have a path, and a path will be having a total float. Now for a total float, it's like the path CD. For the path CD, here the total float for the path CD is also 3 units, and free float for the free float for the activity C is also 3 units. Now to explain independent float, let's give another example. So let's put a number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's similar kind of example let us give. A, B, C and D. Now we'll change the values a little bit. So let's make it 5. Let's make it 7. Let's make it 14 and make it 8. So in this case, so this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now in this case, this path has length 7 plus 5 is 12. This path length has length 14. This path so in this case here D can only start after 14 days of time, because this is lesser and this is greater, and the critical path will be this. So total activity time for this project will be 14 plus 8, that is 22, and these two activities will be non-critical. In this case, critical path will be CD, and non-critical activities will be A and B. Now as you can see, for this particular path, this activity, so this particular path can have a float of 2 units, because 5 plus 7 is 12, and this is completed by 14 days. So 2 units of delay is possible in for this particular path. So you can take the delay free float for this particular path is free float for this particular activity is 2 units. Free float for this particular activity is also 2 units, but that does not mean the total float for this path is 2 plus 2 4 units. It means the total float for this path is 2 units, not 4 units. This is free float is 2 units for this particular activity. Free float for this particular activity is also 2 units, and total float is also 2 units. But what about the independent float? Now, as you can see, if you take 2 units delay for this particular activity, then you cannot delay this activity. So you have to reach by 14, otherwise the project will be delayed. Or if you delay this particular activity B for 2 units of time, then for activity A you cannot delay anything. So that means, or you can have a float of one unit of time here and 1 unit of time here. Total float cannot exceed 2 units in this particular path, otherwise the project will be delayed. So in this case, the independent float for these 2 activities will be 0. The free float of this activity is 2, free float of this activity is 2, and the total float is also 2. But the independent float for both the activities in this particular path will be 0. Independent float for the particular path will be 0. So we have already defined what is critical path, what are the slacks or floats, or the amount of time that you can waste. Now we will define some more terminologies before going into the details of calculation of critical path. And the other terminologies that are important are called early start time or EST, and the duration that we have given, duration in days are used as symbolically represented as Tij. Tij is time for ith activity to time that between ith node to jth node. So EST is called early start time, EFT is early finish time, LST is latest start time, and LFT is latest finish time. These are the 4 important terminologies that we will discuss now. Now, what is early start time? So let's go back to the example that we have again talked about. Say for the first example that we have shown here, that all the activities that starts from 1, the time calculation will start at time 0 unit. So in this case, for both the activities will start at 0, that is A and C, both can start at time 0, then it finishes at 10. So here activity B will start at 10 and it will finish at 15. Now for activity C, it will start at 0 and finish at 12. So for activity C, the early start time is 0 units. For activity A also the early start time is 0 units. For activity B, the early start time is 10 units. Earliest means at what time at the earliest the activity can start. Cannot start before that particular time is the earliest start time. And latest start time is the latest time. After that it cannot start, so that the delay can happen. So in this example will help for the activity C. As you can see that earliest finish time for activity C is 12 units, and late finish time, because C can be delayed for 3 units, so because D can only start at 15 units of time, so maximum C can delay till it can go till 15. So latest finish time for C is 15 units and early finish time for C is 12 units. And if it is latest finish time for C is 12 units, so it can start from 3 units of time. So 3 plus 12 gives you 15. So here we will write some formulas or certain way of calculation, that is EFT we will write as EST plus TIJ, that is early finish time is early start time plus TIJ is the duration, and the latest start time will be calculated when we get the latest finish time first. From there the activity time will be subtracted, and for the subtracted, after we subtract the activity time, we will get the latest start time. So latest start time is given by latest finish time minus Tij. So, and for those activities, so in this case for the activity A and for the activity B, for activity A the latest start time as well as early start time for activity A is 0 units. Latest start time as well as early start time for activity B is 10 units. So for, as we have seen already, that this particular is the critical path. So for the critical activities and the activities in the on the critical path, their early start time and latest start time will be same. But for those activities which can be delayed and which are not on the critical path, so for them their early start time and latest start time will be different, and there will be delay, and that delay will be termed as the total float for the path. And the total float, as we have already defined as, so total float will be calculated by the formula. We'll write TF is total float is LST minus EST or LFT minus EFT. So latest start time minus early start time, or latest finish time minus early finish time. Mind that it is important to calculate both for the students who will be using this particular rule to calculate total float or calculate method to. It is important to calculate both, and both the values will be coming same. And if both the values will be coming same, then and then only you will be sure that your calculations will be correct, and then you can proceed further. So, and now we define the critical activity mathematically as critical activities are those activities for which will be obviously there in that critical path, and for those activities the total float will be 0. Critical path is a path from start to end, from the beginning, as we have said earlier, it is the longest path, and in that path whatever activity belongs, for them there will be no float, and the total float for the whole path will be 0. So we will be to find the critical path, we will calculate the early start time and latest start time, and early finish time and latest finish time, and after that we will be calculating the total float. And for those activities which will be having the total float as 0 units, those activities will be termed as the critical activities, and a continuous path from start to end that will be along with the critical activities will be termed as the critical path. So let's show this.